Hi, it's Dorothy Kilty of Raccoon Alley Creations, and this is another one of the Line Dot Arrow Junk Journal challenges that Natalie Heine comes up with from time to time. This is Dorothy Kilty and Raccoon Alley Creations on YouTube, and what today's challenge is about is clusters. Okay, now I'm sure you know what clusters are, but let me just show you examples of a couple of them that I've done today. So a cluster can simply be attached to a page. So you've got journaling and all the rest of the space, but it's also decorated here with a cluster. Now, if I had glued it in just along the edges like this, then it would also be a tuck spot. So that's one use of a cluster. Here's a cluster on a pocket. This is a book page pocket. And I've just stuck a little tag in there. But here's the cluster. It has some lace, and it can have fabric, it can have paper and cardstock and all the things that you want on it. So that's one. Here's one, and the background is I printed on some of Natalie's digitals and cardstock, and this is where her logo was. So rather than, cutting this out, I just added a few things on the front of it to make a cute little cluster. And then we have this cluster. So again, this is one of her journaling cards, and I just added some fun things on top of it. It can still operate as a journaling card, or it could be glued onto a page like the other one I showed you. Now, what I have here, and I think this is super fun, this idea actually came from Dear Julie, from one of her challenges. But this is a label sheet. And let me see if I can show you this one, this silver. If I get out the one that's all silver, it's going to be all shiny and reflective and stuff. So these were little square stickers that I stamped and did some things on to have ready-to-go stickers, okay? So they're kind of clusters, some of them, and some of them are just real simple, a couple stickers on a stamp background. So, but that's what I'm going to do with these silver ones. Now, I took away the outside so you could see the oval stickers. And one of the things that helps with is to make it easier to see, where you want to keep them, because we want to keep them, all the gluing within the edge of here, okay? Now, I'm hoping to also have some of these fit in with a challenge on Two Sister Jam. So these are some little tiny envelopes that I folded up from magazine pages or whatever. Let me see if I can find a smaller one than that. There's a couple smaller ones than that. These could have been just things that came in the mail. They could have been leftover paper, but they can be left unglued so that they can be opened up and become hidden journaling spots. And these can be glued on one of these and be part of the cluster. So let's say there's in the Natalie's papers for this month's challenge were called Blush Pink papers. And so I'm going to take, if I can find my scissors. Okay, how about this little one? This should be okay for this. I'm going to take some pink gauze, and I'm just frankly roughly cutting off some shapes. I'm not trying to cut triangles or strips or circles or anything else. I'm just cutting off a few pieces of that for right now. And this gauze, this is hand dyed by Laura Jean, and I just think it's so pretty. Okay, so now we can put an envelope on top of that. Let's go all the way up here. And then I also have some pieces of Natalie's digitals, some scraps of paper, maybe some book pages here, all kinds of little things. Now this here could be stuck in the envelope. Isn't that cute? And I can still leave it unglued so that this could be also a hidden journaling in there, okay? So that was a little piece of Natalie's digitals. So again, it's blush pink digitals. Now I like to partially cut off things, but keep them so that the pieces are not quite so hard to get a hold of. I can hold this closed just by putting a little bit of glue along the bottom of this. So just a tiny bit of glue. Okay, like this. Let me see. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue these on, but glue this gauze on. But I'm not going to try and make it, you know, nice and flat and even. What I'm going to do is scrunch it up so that we get some fun textures in the background here, okay? And then this can glue down here, and this can tuck under here to help keep it closed. And let's add just, how about just this little butterfly? Let me cut it off really quick. And now when I cut like this, I'm not trying to go exactly along these lines. I'm just making a wiggly line to give the effect without going all out. Now let me cut this. And this. Okay, and let's just add this. Oh, whoops. Like this, okay? So there, very simply, we have a cluster. And I think it's pretty darn cute, okay? Now let's take some book page here, tear a piece off, and I'm just gonna tear this off. A little bit of an oval shape, not exactly to fit over here. And then let's take one of these like 50s, this is a label for a, like a cassette tape. I think this was a 50s brand. I'm rounding the edges on this. Okay, so we can put that there. Let's take, they have these numbers here. And again, I'm going to round the edges here. Let's do it smaller. Okay, that can go right there. Let's just go ahead and put it on there. Now, because this is just a little bit bright for me, I have a little bit of this. It's made to look like newsprint, but it's on like a vellum paper. It's heavier than a tissue paper, so it could be a heavier tissue paper, I suppose. Okay, and again, I just want to tear the edges on this and make it a little rough. But what if we put it like that? Oh, let's see, what else can we add? I have all kinds of stuff here from different things, different pieces of things I've worked on. Let's see. I'm gonna, once again, no, I'm not. I think I'm going to use another little bit of this pink behind it. Pink and blue is pretty together, isn't it? Okay, let's just start by swishing some glue around. This is Fabri-Tac. I like Fabri-Tac, okay. And now we'll put this I'm going to use this side instead of the side I had laid out before, just because I like the different fonts we've got here. So I'll put that there, and I'll put this here. Now, as long as I keep the glue off the edge, these can hang over the edge a little bit. That's just fine. And it just makes the clusters a little bit more interesting. Let's see. I want this one to go this way. It doesn't quite match the other blue on here, but I like the numbers. So now I'm going to try and put this on in such a way that the numbers still show through a little bit. Okay? And I have a button here. Let's put this right here. Okay, I'm going to just go like that, okay? There we go, we have another cluster right there. And then when this page is full with all of these fun things, then you can store them just right on here. It's perfect for it. And then come back when you're ready for something, you know, to decorate your page and tear it off. Now I'm not cutting these exactly around. I'm cutting, if I decide I don't like it, I'll fix it, but I'm cutting a little border in here, and then I'm just gonna take my ink, my distressed ink, and I'm going to color around the edge here. This one I want a little bit closer. I don't want it to be exact, but a little bit closer. Okay. I also have some telephones around here someplace, but the telephone and the cassette tape and all that stuff is really kind of goes together with it. I actually could leave it just like that, and I think that would be fine. We have a little bit of like a red or something here, and so I'm wondering how one of these pink things would work with that. I think as long as it's on the other side, it'll be okay. So let's cut this. Okay. Or what I also could do is I made up some bows that were kind of all ready to go to add to clusters and things. How about this? Let's see. I think I want a tiny bit of book page behind this. Okay, let's do that. Let's see if I put the glue right here, I can control it and make sure it doesn't go over the edge. Okay, and now let's put this on here. And again, I don't want it to go over the edge, so I'm just gonna go down a dab of glue like that. And then I can pick it up. We'll put her. when I use these, if I want to go back underneath and add a little bit more, that's something that I could do too. I'm going to put this bow on there. Let's see. Like this. I won't cut it because when I get ready to use this cluster, I can cut it at that time. So here we go. And I'm gonna stop here. I appreciate you watching my channel. I appreciate the inspiration from Dear Julie and from Natalie and Sophie of Line Dot Arrow. And I appreciate all the beautiful digitals from Natalie at Line Dot Arrow. So go ahead and please subscribe to my channel and like the video and let me know what you think of it, okay? Thanks so much. Dorothy Kilty of Raccoon Alley Creations.